Get this going with Armando.
Hi, hello.
Ciao, Bello. How are you?
Let me go inside Achilles' place because the
No
coffee
worries.
shop is busy.
Beautiful.
And
I'm
I
gonna
took off
go.
my jumper, I put my hip plugs, and we do it.
Beautiful. I'm gonna
How
go
you
outside
been?
and enjoy. Oh, good, man. I'm just gonna go sit outside and enjoy the sun. Vincenzo.
I like your shorts, but I've been watching and liking all of them.
Oh, beautiful. Thanks, Bello. Hold on. Say
I'm
hello
not-
to Say hello to Vincenzo in his Napoli colors. Look at it. Testa dura in
Hey,
his Napoli.
bello, Vincenzi.
Vincenzo. Mwah, mwah.
Bello, you know what? More time I spend with the humans,
Oh,
more time I appreciate the dogs.
oh, big time. Man's best friend.
All right, let's do this. Let's go. Oh, look at this, beautiful. Let me turn on the lights. See, I'm on Achilles' place. Is the lights on? No? Oh, no, yeah. We sit here. Hello, Zoe. Oh, look at here. She didn't even bark.
Ciao.
That's Achilles' dog. All right, let's do this. Let me put this here. Let me put this here. Let me put this here. Let me take off the jumper. So I look like a gypsy. I'm about to go. I'm about to go gym.
Beautiful.
I'm super
Looking.
busy.
You're looking fit. You're looking fit, amigo.
I'm getting big. I don't know if it's something. I'm not used to see myself big, so it's weird. But hey, it's the way I need to go.
You feeling
So,
strong?
oh yeah, super strong. I mean, I've done the last race I did. If you tell me that I will have done this, is that okay? I see these
Yeah,
lights coming
perfect.
on.
Everything's perfect, man. Don't stress.
Let me put the hip plug, so it's gonna be. Oh, how's the audio? Is the audio good?
Perfect.
We go this way. So the last race that I did 12 hours endurance, start at 8 p.m., finish at 8 a.m. on Mount Hoffen. I minus 1 degree in the middle of the night. And it was something, when I finished it, I had to sleep and I had to rest for a week. I ended up doing something like 500 push-ups, 750 burpees, march
Wow.
4 hours, blindfolded, build up bridges.
Are you, what are you joining the Navy SEALs or something, man?
Yeah, it's
Far
that
out.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The next one, I got the next one. It's only 4 hours because there is no more 12 or 24 hours for the year. So what happened is this: I work for Spartan Race now. So during the race, I'm busy working. I cannot let my station go and go for a run for 2 3 hours. But we have those events that happen either on a different weekend or happen during the night in between, let's say Saturday and Sunday. So there's moment where work all the way from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m., get changed, do my overnight endurance, and then work again the day after. So I'm doing like 36 hours non-stop.
And it's you coast on your energy, and it's all mind over matter at that point, isn't it?
Oh, listen, I remember, I never forget, when I did the 12 hours, um, you're not allowed to watch the device or anything, so you don't know what time it is. You know how long you've been in
Yep.
school, okay?
Yep.
You got this cryptoya that's like your general, your captain. There's a group of 4 or 5 that command the whole group. They're just shutting you things and tell you, okay, you got 60 seconds to get some food. So you get this back. Oh yeah, man. You get a backpack with the. They tell you to bring the backpack with the stuff to bring it in, and some of the stuff. And they tell you you're gonna be able to pack and unpack your backpack in 60 seconds. You need to know exactly what everything is because we don't give you time. So I blindfolded myself and I pick up stuff from the backpack and put it back. So I
Wow.
got this. I find out these suitcase, these things for toilet that you hang it from the shower, different bucket pocket, and then you can roll it and seal it. And what I did, I utilize for the food. So I go, but the food I'm talking about. I use a lot of baby squeeze bags
Yeah.
because you don't need to digest. Go
You
straight
don't
to
need
your
to
body. Yeah.
digest. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the
Uh,
vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Yeah.
exactly. And also, you don't want to go shit during the
Yeah.
night in
Yeah.
the middle
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
nowhere. So I'm using a lot of those. I got no jerk meat. There's this company that has a protein bar, but
Yeah.
it's dry meat.
It's dry meat. Yeah, I know which ones you mean. Yeah.
So all this stuff. So when I open up the pocket, stuff is ready, roll it up, bang. Yeah, and then I'm at work. I always got my bottle. Everybody bring their bottle with the water. I got a Harmy bottle with the water here, and then I got the container with coffee, short blacks. So like I kill myself with
Yeah.
short blacks.
It sounds like when we eventually go to war, when the world goes tits up, you're very much ready, bro, and that's all that counts.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because I got these things that they give it to me. It's called the Stream Surviving Kit from a company called something like Ready Meal. And I've been eating this food too while I'm traveling. They're bags of food that you pretty much can warm it up, boiling hot water on the fire, and then put
Yeah.
this bag in for 3 minutes, and the food is ready. Man, good as.
You're eating when you start to eat for survival and eat for nutrition, the same way the cavemen and our ancestors did. Your body starts to reach peak performance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know, also I was about to tell you, after 2 or 3 hours in that thing, you start looking at the sky, you think, fuck, I wonder what time is it? I want to learn how to, and then your body's fucked at one stage. And all you do is just say you're gonna do it through. It's not physical anymore, it's mental. It's mental because you can give up any moment. You can, but it's just say no, fuck it, one more, do one more, do one. You don't even think about how far ahead you are.
Yeah,
Oh, let's do the next task. Let's do
yeah,
the next task. And
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. That's good, man.
oh,
That's good. It's so good to see you and catch up with you, Bello. Bro, what an end to the season this is going to be. It's fucking chaos.
man, fucking, I watched the game. I was at the gym, and when Inter was up 2-0, I said, "Fuck, let's hope they hold," because I want Inter to go through for Napoli benefit. All right,
Yeah,
be honest. I don't care about the coefficient points and that bullshit. I don't
yeah,
support that. But as a Napoli fan, I really want Inter to go through because I think mentally
yeah.
now. Fuck, if I was an Inter player, I'm thinking, fuck, I'm going to play against Parma. Fuck, I done my legs. I missed out the Champions League final.
For
Fuck you. I
for
don't give a shit.
Torino this weekend, they already announced Bastoni, Barella, Lautaro, Dumfries, most likely not even in the squad included. They will sit in the stands for this game.
Anthony, but think about you won the Scudetto last year, all right? You as a player, you're a player. You lost the Champions League final the year before. There's
Mm.
another Champions League final coming in 15, 20 days. Would you risk an injury yourself? I'm talking about as a player, I'm not talking about the club, the coach, you as a player, and missing out the chance of playing the game of your life for something that you already won it.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not even
And
slightly,
plus,
Armand. Not even
not
slightly.
only that, plus you know that on the other side you're 3 points behind. So you think maybe I risk I get injury, and that still doesn't count because
Yeah,
maybe the other team doesn't lose. So
I
that's
agree.
been great result from me. But anyway, when Barcelona scored the 3-2, then they had this ball on the other half, was 40 or 50. Lamela had the ball. Lamela. That kid is a great player, but anybody else with a bit of brain will like kill the ball, get a folder. Instead, he tried to dribble. You remember that they had a countering attack after a corner for Inter. The game was over.
It was over.
And the guy decided to shoot. No, I don't remember if he shoot outside and Inter start with a goal kick or Summer saved the ball or wherever. But then Inter countering attack. And that's why Acerbi was up there because it was a corner a few seconds before.
Yeah. If you actually watch Acerbi for the last 3 minutes, he's jogging in between the center line, just
Yeah.
waiting patiently for a last chance. And I've got
Yes.
to ask you, like, who do you blame in that moment? Do you blame Lamine Yamal's just immaturity, or do you think? Here's a question for you: if they have a Spanish manager, do they do what they did? Because we know this is Barcelona, Tiki Taka FC. If there was ever a team in the world that should glue the ball to the corner flag and touch it around for 4 minutes, it
This
should
is
be them.
more deep. This is more deep than this. I blame the new football world, the system, because I see immaturity and lack of football knowledges across the board for younger player. Because me and you, I grow up on the street. I know the coach doesn't need to tell me that 30 seconds ago I'm winning 3-2. I'm fucking going down, man. You don't get the ball off me. You're gonna push me down. I get a free
Yeah,
kick. I killed the
yeah,
game because
yeah,
I've been grow up watching
yep,
Maradona doing that, Pele
yep,
doing that, Platini doing that, Rumani, you know what I mean? Totti doing that, Baggio doing that. You
yep,
don't need to be told by a coach. This is the new football mentality
yep.
that attack, 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 pass the ball, attack, attack. Man, you winning 3-2, 4 seconds ago, and your defense is so high. Hey, I'll give you something. Did Antonio Conte will have kept the defense so high?
No, no chance. No chance.
Allegri
No,
would
no,
have.
no Italian manager, because at the end of the day, Barcelona played our game and we lost our game already. And this is why I kept saying, guys, Inter had to work even harder because the away goals rule is gone. The away goals rule, as Italians, we love that because we will never
Okay,
play.
let me put do not disturb because I don't want anybody to
Yeah,
call
yeah,
what
cool.
let's go.
All good. With Italian teams, we've known we're never supposed to play the most flashy football, but we will be the most critical thinkers. We're the most pragmatic. And if we invite you to play our pragmatism, you will get burnt. And this is why the away goals rule used to work so well for Juventus, for Inter, for Milan in the Champions League,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
for even for Roma, because it goes back to that thing. There's higher level thinking than what's going on the pitch right now. Do the maths, do the numbers, take the ball to the corner flag, kick it in row Z. The game's won, the tie's won. You've booked your spot in Munich, and then you fucked it up.
Yeah, exactly. Then fact, and then what happened? You go halftime, you go extra time 3-3. It's game on for Inter now because it's 11 versus 11. It's mental now.
Yep, yep. It
And
really is.
once Inter scored the 3-2, I don't remember. And look, to be honest, we're going to a final with the two goalkeeper have a big role because Sama did a great
Oh,
semi-final.
oh yeah.
And Buffon did a great because Barcelona. And that's once again, I still don't understand how come those super players can miss so many one-on-one with the goalkeeper all across the board. Again, if you watch football those days, man, those strikers, even what's his name, the Arsenal player,
It must.
the other day.
I agree. It must bamboozle you when you see players one on one with the keeper and they roll the ball straight to the keeper's guts.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't remember that growing up in the 80s and 90s.
Because that's because, bro, a lot of the players that are playing in number nine makeshift positions, they weren't trained or brought up as centre forwards or strikers. They're wingers. They're techie, flary players that are now being tasked with the role of a number nine sometimes.
No, also, I believe that the players knew that they had few chance in a game to go one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and you don't blow it. I don't see anyone cheaping the goalkeeper anymore. The easy things.
You
Goalkeeper
see,
comes out. You don't see anyone cheaping the goalkeeper anymore. You don't
no,
see anyone. I don't know.
even the penalty for Paris against Arsenal, the player just rolled it straight to David Raya, straight to him, just
Yeah,
rolled it on the floor. I'm like, I couldn't believe it, bro. Just fucking put your foot through it. Put your foot through it.
yeah. Just and a penalty 80% of the time it's your fault if you miss it.
Yeah.
Because
Before we have
goalkeeper
a,
is the other shooter side.
of course, before we have a little chat about Serie A, my friend, what do you think about the final? You think my boys have got a very good chance of bringing it home? I think that Paris
Look,
are
I
very,
tell you
very
that.
good,
I
very
tell you.
athletic, but this Paris team only has one player that's played a Champions League final. We have eight players backing up the final from 2 years ago in this one.
Okay, first of all, it's something I was talking about the other day. PSG is going to a final with players that never played a final. While Inter, like I mentioned before, they're going to a final. Most of them, not only they already play a final, they lose a final 2 years ago.
And they
So
did, and some of the same players lost Europa League final against Sevilla with Conte 2 years before that. So we're down two
exactly.
European finals.
So it's a very mental at that level. You know better than me. I remember when I first did my first race, I killed myself and I finished exhausted. When I went to do the second race, I was third in my group age. It's exactly the same race, only because I knew what to expect. I was not nervous. Everything. So at football level is the same. So there's two things in taking consideration: inexperience from PSG player, which is pretty much what kill Barcelona as well. Going back to what we said against Inter, the inexperience. Because if you experience and you got 3-2 up, you kill the game. So that could be a favor point for Inter. But there is something very weird in the history of the Champions League final. I think I mentioned to you on the chat. In the history of Champions League final or Coppa Campioni final before it was Champions League, anytime there's been a final in Bayern, in Monaco, sorry, always been a first winner. There never been a team that already won a Champions League in the past that win the league. So you know me, I always like to go around this kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. Of course, of
But
course.
I think now it's a final, and as much I have to admit, to me, Inter is not the best team in Europe, but they made it the final. Now it's game on.
Yeah,
When you make the final, it's game on.
of course.
How did they make to the final? The semi-final against Barcelona, deserve it. The not giving up mentality. Some people might say they were lucky because Bayern Monaco had the players out. Yeah, but this is football. And that's
Yeah,
why a knockout competition is a different of a league.
of
Because in a
course.
league, you might have 2 or 3 games where you play bad and you lose, you still have time to win. In a knockout competition, you have those bad games, you out. So
Exactly. And
that's
it's not like we had an easy run, We had Man City, Arsenal, we had to go to Feyenoord, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and now Paris. Just because you don't play Real Madrid doesn't mean you didn't go through a hard time in the Champions League, surely.
to me, it's game on. So look, if I had to bet money, I won't be feel safe to bet money either side. Put that
Me too.
way.
Me too. I
I,
think
no, I
it
would,
is going to
because
come
it's
down.
not, if it was the final Barcelona Inter, I would say, you know what, you guys got probably 30-35% to go through of
Yeah,
winning. If
yeah,
in a different world. But now that you make the final, and plus it's against PSG, we know PSG, they never won. They
yeah,
might bottle because the pressure.
yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
they might win, finally they might win because eventually they're gonna win with all the money they splashed in the last 20
Yeah.
years. Who knows?
Amazing how you remove Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe out of the project, and in the blink of an eye, they turn into a 50 times better team. We all know why it happened, but man, yeah. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember about 2 years ago or 3 years ago, the last season when they got knocked out before Messi left, the Parisian ultras just turned on the club hard. They turned
Like
on
you,
them hard because they're an old school rebellious fan base, bro. They had enough of that shit.
the story of the Paris Saint-Germain Ultras is quite interesting because when the Sheikh took over, he banned them. So for over 10 years, they were not allowed to go watch the games, and the atmosphere at PSG game was ugly, it was bad.
Mm,
And then he ended up going to terms with them and asked them to go back because it was become a very a plastic team.
yeah,
They did not have a proper fan base. And
yeah,
since the fan has been back, there's been a big turnaround also in the manager side because I believe the fans play a big role.
yeah,
And I agree with you. And also, be a Napoli fan, I saw that in my
yeah,
own team. We got
yeah,
rid of all the superstar 1 year. Koulibaly, Insigne, Mertens, we end up winning the title the year after.
yep,
And look about this year. We got rid of Osimhen, we got rid of Kvaratskhelia, and we're about to win the
amazing,
league, maybe, finger crossed.
yeah,
It's about a team. Football is a team game. Of course, if you got a team of superstars that are well to play together. They're playing for the badge. It's better to have a team of soldiers that play for the badge. But Neymar, Messi, they never play for the badge. They play
no,
for themselves.
exactly, bro. With Serie A, let's start from the top and just talk a very little bit about the title race and then top four as well. You guys have Parma this weekend, or is that next weekend?
No,
Yeah,
we
you have
got
Genoa, and then
Genoa,
Parma.
Genoa.
So
So
what's the general thought in your fan base at the moment? Did you think that you always stood a chance at winning this even into February, March? Because one thing that you did from the Inter fans perspective, and yes, I was not in the majority, I was in the minority. I kept telling the fans throughout January, February, I go, this is a different devil on our shoulder. You guys don't understand. This is Antonio Conte with 38 games hell bent on doing this. We do not have the luxury to turn your head around 3 points ahead going into April, May. This is not your average rival. This is a seasoned veteran at this. And this is why when you guys started to overtake us, I was very frustrated, but I was not one bit surprised. Not one bit surprised. We limped off that field after Bayern Monaco, bro. We limped off after that. And Bologna and Roma took all the points from us. So you guys are in the box seat, but I guess my question to you was, did you always knew that as long as you stood with us up until the March, April period, you stood just as much of a chance of overtaking?
so I think I was thinking, and that's probably what Antonio Conte was thinking, to get to this block of semi-final and to quarterfinal, keep a safety gap distance. When you guys overtook us, a lot of nobody found it's over. So I said, guys, it's not over. As long we get into the last 4 or 5 games when Inter is congested with a 2 or 3 point gap. If we got 2 or 3 point gap below or equal, it's game on. Now, what happened? It's happening exactly. I think this is exactly what Conte was aiming and hoping for, to get close neck to neck and wait for you guys to bottle.
Yeah.
That was he was hoping for. If we were listen, and I said that I don't know if I told you, if you remember, the goal that we scored to equalize against Inter.
Yes.
I said that goal it could be a title goal because the people
Yeah.
don't understand how critical was that goal because you could have 3 points extra, would have 3 points less.
Yes. It's a 6 point shift, and you nullified the 6 point shift in the last couple of minutes.
But I didn't say so, Anthony. I disagree with some of the people now. They go number 4, they do the cake, they do the flags,
Ah,
man,
yeah.
there's 3 games. I don't understand these people, but across the board, see people celebrating things that are never ever won. And I think most of the time is because it gets them viewers, because most of YouTubers.
Yeah, I know.
But
I think I know who you're talking about as well. Yeah.
but no, in general, you work coach around. Even if you see me, I don't speak on social media that much unless I talk about my fitness work and everything,
Yeah.
because I noticed that fans shifting listen, I'm gonna chat to the Napoli fan around the world, and I'm gonna put silence during the game because the comments change according to the minutes of the game. The game started, the opposition team attack. The comments coming through from people who say, "Oh, we play bad. We're gonna lose this game." Anything, man? It's been 5 minutes. Relax. Then we
Yeah,
start attacking, and I don't know. I'm not like that. I like to wait for the end of the game and analyze. And another thing that I don't understand. There's a bunch of people complain that our football style is ugly and boring. I remember when our football style was played by Sarri, it
yeah,
was beautiful. Everybody praised us. What did he want with
nothing,
Napoli?
nothing,
Exactly.
nothing. Man, the real question I want to ask you, brother, is let's say you do win the league this season. Conte wins the league this season. Is he sticking around with Oriali to keep the project going? What's the inside scoop, man? Because you can give it to me better than any bullshit Twitter, any bullshit Facebook, any bullshit article that's coming out.
Listen, Conte said it that he said I figured out that in Napoli few things cannot be done, but he was referring to the fact that we can never score a contract to have our own stadium, and that the council always been against us, and the media, the local media, always attacking and everybody. Journalists twisted the word, tried to put him against De Laurentiis, but as I mentioned to you in a private chat,
Mm,
De Laurentiis just sign up the contract. So they're gonna build the Napoli training center that Conte requested. De Laurentiis gave the key of the club to him and Oriali. De
yes,
Laurentiis, and also Conte never leave after 1 year. That's not Conte style. And
yeah.
second, he's gonna have so much money to splash now. He's got the money from the Champions League. Regardless, win or lose the title, he's gonna get the money. He's gonna get the money from Kvaratskhelia because I think Napoli was very smart
And
not to throw those money.
someone still needs to buy Oshimen.
And the money of Osimhen, we talk about at least 200,000 million or whatever you call
Yeah,
it in
200
Europe
million. Yeah.
to throw on the mercato. And you think somebody like Antonio Conte is gonna leave a club when he's got these hands?
I think Napoli and Inter are going to have their best mercato in 5 years after this season because the way that they've broken through a book threshold is very, very impressive. You guys, by sitting patiently and growing your assets and selling them for maximum value and rebuilding, us with, Beppe Marotta waving his magic wand and all of a sudden all these free signings have translated it on the pitch. And now we've got a little bit of a bag that we can work with as well. So
Plus,
good markets for both of our clubs coming up after this season.
not only that, Velo, Napoli market is always, and I said that this when Giuntoli left Napoli, everybody was praising Sandali. No one knew Giuntoli.
Yeah.
Then Giuntoli, Napoli wins the Scudetto. Giuntoli goes to Juventus. Every social media, any major newspaper in Italy talking about Giuntoli and was God. And I've been saying, remember to everybody, guys, the Giuntoli is the contract guy. He's
Yeah.
signing contract. He has no idea about football players. He's not the one that brought the Kvaratskhelia, the Koulibaly, the Kim of the world. Everybody criticized me. Now, fast track 3 years later, they want to kill him at Juventus. But
Bro.
Napoli is still signing the McTominay. Napoli is still
Yeah.
signing the Neres. Napoli is still signing the
Armand,
Buongiorno.
Armand, my Bucks party, my best friend's Bucks party, my best friend's birthday, my birthday. When he was playing for Manchester United, I would just wait for him to warm up. As soon as I see him warming up, I'm like, hey, cuts off. I get my betting app out, go put $10 on McChicken Burger to score, bang, money every single time. Oh, man, he's got a high footballing IQ, and that's why Conte got him. The way I saw McTominay was Matthias Vecino with about 100 times more intellect for the football pitch. A cracker of a bomber, man. Very high footballing IQ.
What a nice kid.
Yeah, very nice kid, man.
I
But
know it's funny.
what do you expect when you trade up fucking baked beans and toast for Napolitana pizza, man?
That's true. But not only that. So I think Mercato is gonna be good. I'm
Yeah,
really looking forward. I'm really looking forward. And you know what? Don't forget that I know we don't play Champions League. We only play one game a week. But Conte has been playing with the Buongiorno injury, Juan
yeah,
Jesus injury, and Neres injury. Look, he lost the Cavaschellia substituted when Mercado closed.
yeah.
So a lot of
It's a,
credit to him.
it's a big effort, man. It's his Mona Lisa, man. It'll be his biggest win in his coaching career, and he knows it.
And look, if you put this Napoli formation down on paper and you take Conte versus Juventus down on paper, there's a lots of similarity.
Yeah,
A lots of players that they were no one, and they become very. Oh man, one Jesus is about to win his second title.
One Jesus seventh.
It's the second
Second, I
title.
was going to say, yeah, I know, unbelievable. Trust me, the Inter fans can't believe that shit either. But it's amazing what happens. You know, like we've said before, football is deep, but sometimes it's not that deep. It's the right personalities in the right position with the right mentor. It really is. This
It
whole
is.
and I remember just after COVID, you and I spoke like we're gonna start veering away from the whole massive price tags on players, and that's what's been happening. Contracts are being run down. No club in the world, even if you've got the money, is comfortable dropping 80, 90, 100 million on a player anymore.
No, because we
Of
said
course, there
it.
might be
We
one or
said it.
two deals, but it's not across the board anymore.
But because we said it, because if a player now is free to leave me after 3 or 4 or 5 years without repercussion, why I should pay for that player $100 million? It's losing money. So you,
Yeah,
me and you said it. You will see a lots of free agents now because players going to run out at the end of their contract and decide to go for a new career. So that's
yeah,
why I don't even get upset. I got people saying, Anguissa is not renewed. Man, if the guy wants to go, you can't hold him anymore. He's been at Napoli for 5, 6 years. That's a record. If
he's a
we win
great
the
player.
title again, and he goes. He'll be players coming in. I mean, listen, as a Napoli fan, I learned it after I lost Cavani, I lost
Mm,
Lavezzi, I lost Mertens, that, man, I lost Maradona, I lost Zola, Carré. I'm talking about superstar. Life goes on.
yeah, yeah.
There's
There's
no
all,
pain. Those
yeah,
Bandiere not going to be around anymore. But they've been disappearing for many years already. So,
yeah. Well, it's going to be a really exciting 3 weeks, and I can't wait to catch up with you after it all again.
listen, when is the final? Because
The
there's a big thing we didn't take in consideration here.
So Sunday, 5th of June. Sorry, Sunday, 1st of June, 5 a.m. Champions League final is always the last thing at the end of the season. So
Yeah, but listen,
Serie A
this
will be decided.
the last game of Serie A is on 24th or 25th of May.
Yes.
If Napoli Inter go equalize,
Oh,
they need
fuck.
to play a grand final. You guys better don't do that.
Why solo Italia, Armando? Why Italia the only? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we do
And the
this?
funny thing is, if they're gonna play a grand final, either gonna be 3 days before the Champions League final or 3 days after the Champions League final. It's your interest. Call Marotta, call all you want. Tell her just to
Corner.
lose the next 2 games,
Throw the
and let's
games,
wrap
man.
that up.
Realistically, I think that we get 3 points against Torino this weekend because I don't know if you heard, but for the last month, I've been making the jokes that if you're a player in the world, you want to go to Torino and Udinese in Italy. You want to know why? Because everybody takes their holiday in May. You get to fuck off in March every year because you're going to finish 10th, 11th, nothing to play for from the 1st of March until the last of May. And if you watch Udinese and Torino, as soon as they're safe, it's just the most passive football you've ever seen in your
Because
life.
once again, they play for the contract, they don't play for the
Yes,
badge.
yes, they play for the contract. Yeah, so I think we beat Torino, but considering Bologna lost to Milan this morning, unbelievable. I think that
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
yeah, I think that so Bologna just shot themselves in the foot big time. Lazio now know that if they can beat Juve and beat Inter next week, Lazio will get that fourth spot. It might
Hey,
be Lazio, it might be Lazio or Roma. I mean, you know me, like the last thing in the world I want is Juventus to get it. They're probably still the favorite, but Lazio and Roma have a big shot at this fucking Champions League spot, man.
hey, remember my prediction at the start of the year?
Yeah, you gave it to Lazio, I'm pretty sure. Fourth.
Yes, I
Mm,
said Inter, Napoli, Atalanta, and Lazio.
there you go.
I think I
There you
got
go.
three secure.
Yeah, definitely.
Listen,
Definitely.
I have to say, I don't like doing prediction, but I had a different gut feeling. I had gut feeling that you guys gonna draw against Torino,
Mm.
and and if Serie A is gonna be wrapped it up, we'll be wrapped it up the second last game.
I think a lot of Inter fans, if you offered us Serie A being wrapped up next week over us going to the last game and playing a grand final, I think we'd give it to you, man. I think we'd say fuck it. What,
I
like I
will
said on
take
my,
it. We'll
like
take
I
it.
said on my channel, man. Like I'm blessed that my father chose to follow a successful team. I know I'll see 10 more Scudetti minimum by the time I die. Will I ever get a chance to win another Champions League after this one? It's not a guarantee. You have to go all in. Players, managers, boards, fans. We have to fully invest in this, bro, and we are.
Now you're there. If you were not there, if we still listen, if we still talking about semi-final, quarter-final,
Yeah,
different
exactly.
story.
That's
But
exactly
you're
what
there
I
now.
said. That's exactly what I said on my channel. It's very different. Once you break through the semi-final and get to the final, it's the trade-off and the what you stand to lose is worth it. You can stand to
It's
lose.
worth.
It's worth it. Bedlo, it's been really, really fun catching up with you, man. It really has.
I didn't even felt you were recording. I felt like you were just chatting, so it's great.
It is great. It is great. Are you okay with me uploading the whole thing, including the first 4 minutes where we just we're catching up?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, just don't film
Beautiful,
the dog, stuff like this. No.
beautiful. What do you got planned for the rest of the day again?
So I got gym at 9:45 in 50 minutes. A couple of friends. I'm taking the day off. I've been busy until later last night. I'm really busy with DECA and Spartan Race
Yeah,
Australia. I've
yeah,
got
yeah.
so much
Beautiful.
happening on my table, and it's so time consuming, especially emails and stuff like this, which I never like it, but I'm getting used to now. Uh, the good thing is, they allow me to work wherever I want. So, like, if I travel, like this year, I went in Italy for holiday, January, and I still work because I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, do my email, do my phone call. By 9 o'clock in the morning, I was
Yeah,
free in Italy, but I was making money while staying in Italy.
yeah,
So,
yeah. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Well, bro, thank you for giving me your time again. Have a beautiful weekend, and of course, happy Mother's Day to your beautiful mother as well.
thank you, thank you. Listen, I'm gonna be in Anth Valley again for Tough Mudder. You gonna come or what?
Hunter Valley for Tough Mudder, man. The only reason I'm
Yeah.
going Hunter Valley is to go to the wineries at the moment, man. But you're funny.
Hey, listen, there's a winery there. You finish
Yeah.
the race, we give you free wine, all right?
You're funny, bro. Bello, have a great day. I can't wait to speak to
You
you again.
too. Ciao to
Ciao, brother.
everybody watching this video, guys. Forza Napoli and Forza Inter for the Champions League final. Let's have this trade. You guys win the Champions League, we win the Scudetto, we're all happy.
We're all happy. We all eat together.
Ciao, bello.
Ciao, ciao.